Surreal! From undesirable to undeniable!
From a shocking return at WrestleMania to a brutal showdown inside Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins put on an absolute clinic of wrestling and storytelling. But here's the thing. This rivalry wasn't just about matches. It was about pride, legacy, and who could prove they were the very best on the biggest stage of them all. Let's rewind a bit. Cody Rhodes, once a mid-carder in WWE, leaves to reinvent himself and becomes one of the founders of AEW, a wrestling empire that shook the industry to its core. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins, already a multiple-time world champion in WWE, has solidified himself as one of the company's top guys, constantly delivering match-of-the-night performances. Two men on separate paths, but bound to collide in the most dramatic way possible. But fast forward to WrestleMania 38, Seth Rollins is looking for a match, desperate for his WrestleMania moment, and boom, out comes Cody Rhodes after 6 long years away from WWE, and the crowd loses their minds. This isn't just any return, it's the American Nightmare back in the house that he built his career in, and he's ready to show that he's not the same Cody who left WWE all those years ago. What followed was an epic trilogy of matches, each more intense than the last, filled with mind games, personal jabs, and some of the best in-ring action we've seen in years. So buckle up, because today we're breaking down every moment, every match, and every brutal twist of the Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes rivalry. Let's get started with their first clash at WrestleMania 38. Where it all began. Picture this. Seth Rollins is standing in the ring at WrestleMania 38 waiting for his mystery opponent. The lights go out, the music hits, and it's none other than Cody Rhodes. This wasn't just any match. This was Cody's triumphant return to WWE after 6 years of proving himself on the indie scene and in AEW. Right from the bell, you could feel the electricity. Rollins and Rhodes went back and forth, exchanging near falls and countering each other's every move. Rollins brought his A game, but Cody was laser focused. After a few brutal Crossroads finishers and a Dusty Rhodes-inspired bionic elbow, Cody picked up the win, making an immediate statement that he was back and ready to dominate. This match wasn't just about the victory, it was Cody proving to himself and the WWE Universe that he belonged at the very top. And Rollins, well, he wasn't about to let that slide. After his loss to Cody at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins reacted with frustration and disbelief, feeling that the loss was unfair. Rollins argued that he had been at a disadvantage since Cody was a surprise opponent, and he hadn't been given the chance to properly prepare for him. This loss became a major point of contention for Rollins, who believed that if he had known his opponent beforehand, the outcome would have been different. In the weeks that followed, Rollins became obsessed with getting a rematch against Rhodes. He interrupted Cody's segments and promos on Raw, taunting him and questioning his legitimacy. Rollins demanded a rematch where both competitors would be on equal footing. He wanted to prove that with preparation, he could defeat Cody, framing their first encounter as an unfair contest. Rollins' growing obsession and determination to redeem himself culminated in their match being set for WrestleMania Backlash 2022. The storyline revolved around Rollins trying to outdo Cody, this time fully prepared, while Cody remained confident in his ability to beat Rollins again. This time, Rollins came in ready and determined to even the score. These two turned it up another notch at Backlash. Rollins tried every trick in the book, using his experience to control the pace and target Cody's weaknesses, but Cody wasn't backing down. Rollins tried to cheat with a roll-up, but Cody reversed it and grabbed Rollins' tights for the win. Poetic justice for how Rollins tried to take the easy way out. After Seth Rollins lost to Cody Rhodes for the second time at WrestleMania Backlash, he became even more enraged and desperate to prove that he was the better wrestler. Despite being fully prepared this time, Rollins still couldn't secure the victory, which only deepened his obsession with Cody. His frustration grew as he refused to accept back-to-back losses, believing that something was still unfair in their rivalry. In the following weeks on Raw, Rollins attacked Cody out of bitterness and jealousy, accusing him of stealing his spotlight and taking opportunities that should have been his. Rollins began to target Cody more aggressively, even ambushing him during matches and backstage segments. This intensified the animosity between them as Rollins sought to destroy Cody and redeem himself. The situation escalated to the point where a final decisive match was set for Hell in a Cell 2022. This stipulation stipulation raised the stakes as both men would be locked inside the steel structure with no escape. For Rollins, it was a chance to end the rivalry on his terms and finally defeat Cody in the most brutal environment WWE had to offer. Meanwhile, Cody aimed to prove once and for all that he was superior to Rollins, despite all of Seth's attempts to get under his skin. The match at Hell in a Cell marked the climax of their feud, with Rollins' obsession and Cody's resolve to emerge victorious reaching their highest intensity. But then, just days before the event, we got some huge news that shook the entire wrestling world. Cody Rhodes had torn his right pectoral muscle completely off the bone during a weightlifting session. Guys, let me say that again. He completely tore his pec just days before the match. And if you know anything about that kind of injury, it's brutal. Most people wouldn't even think about stepping into the ring, let alone competing inside Hell in a Cell. This injury had people talking. Was Cody going to pull out? Should he pull out? But Cody being Cody, he was still going to compete. Yup, despite the pain, despite knowing what was ahead inside that cell, Cody decided he was going to fight through it. I mean, how insane is that? That decision right there showed the kind of heart this guy has. This wasn't just about winning anymore. This was about proving he was willing to go through hell, literally. When Cody got in the ring and took off his jacket, the crowd gasped. His entire right side was bruised and purple from the injury, but he went toe-to-toe with Rollins in one of the most brutal and emotionally charged Hell in a Cell matches ever. Rollins, dressed in Dusty Rhodes-inspired polka dots to mock Cody, targeted that injury all match long. Despite the obvious pain, Cody fought through, delivering multiple crossroads and even using a bull rope in a tribute to his father's legendary matches. But the defining moment came when Cody, nearly on the verge of collapse, grabbed a sledgehammer. Yes, the same sledgehammer that was symbolic of his war with Triple H, and delivered the final blow to take down Rollins for good. 3 matches, 3 victories for Cody Rhodes. This wasn't just a rivalry. It was a test of heart, resilience, and who could push the limits the furthest. Seth Rollins brought the fire, but Cody Rhodes cemented his legacy with a performance that will be talked about for years. After the war at Hell in a Cell, Cody was forced to take time off to recover from his torn pec, but the impact of this feud was undeniable. Rollins, even in defeat, kept mocking Cody's injury and his family legacy, but Cody left WWE as one of the biggest baby faces in the company. So there you have it, the Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes trilogy. From a shocking return to a Hell in a Cell match for the ages, this feud was everything a wrestling fan could want. Intense action, personal stakes, and unforgettable moments. Who do you think came out of this rivalry stronger? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more epic wrestling content. Until next time, this is Wrestling Corner signing off.